Um, Today I like to tell you about one of the most unforgettable moments in my life and experience in my life, my trip to Colombia. Um, Last year I have the opportunity for to travel to Colombia for a week during my vacations. Mm, Before the trip, yeah, I was very excited because I had heard many wonderful things about the country. People told me that Colombia was has beautiful people, beautiful landscapes, delicious food for, of course, friendly people, and a very rich culture. I want to discover if all of that was true, and I'm happy to say that I definitely was. I traveled by plane from Guatemala to Panama City. After that, I took another airplane from Panama City to Bogota, Colombia. Um, the capital city. It was my first time visiting Colombia and taking an airplane too. And I was a little nervous. The flight took a few hours, and while I was on the plane, I spent most of the time looking through the window, and imagine what the country could be like, right? I remember it was a good experience, and I think a lot of things during the travel. When I arrived to the airport, the first thing that I surprised me was how modern and organized everything looked. Um, Immigration was quickly, and the airport staff were very friendly too because I lost in the airplane. I didn't found the exit, and it was so embarrassing for me. But I asked to staff from the air to the airport, and he was so nice with me. After collecting my luggage, I took an Uber to my hotel. It was an Airbnb, but it was so far from the airport. Um, After that, on my first day, I decided to explore the city. I was with my girlfriend and two friends. Um, but we decided to explore the city. Bogota was a fascinating, place because it combines modern buildings with historical architecture. I walked through the famous neighborhood called La Candelaria. The streets were colorful, and many buildings had beautiful colonial designs. There were also street artists, musicians, and people selling handsome souvenirs. Um, After that, one of my favorite places was Bolivar Square. Uh, it, for example, it's surrounded by important government buildings and a beautiful cathedral. I spent some time taking pictures and simply enjoying the moment, enjoying the place, the atmosphere. I was interested to see local people, tourists, and families are sharing the same public space. Another place that I visited was Monserrate Mountain. Together, I took the cable car, for example, which was an exciting experience as we climbed higher. Um, the view became more and more spectacular, more beautiful. Once I reached the top, once I reached the top, I could see almost the entire city of Bogota. Um, the view was absolutely breathtaking. There was also a church, a lot of church, restaurants, and small shops selling local craft. It was one of the most memorable moments of my trip. Of course, no trip is complete without trying the local food. Colombian cuisine is very different from what we usually eat in Guatemala. But I really enjoy it. Mm, the first traditional meal I tried was bandeja paisa. It was a very large plate with rice, beans, ground beef, chorizo, avocado, fried egg, sweet plantains, sweet plantains, and pork cracklings too. At first, I thought I wouldn't be able to finish it because the portion was huge. But it was so delicious that I almost ate everything. Yes. After that, I also tried arepas, which are made from corn. Colombians eat them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner too. Every region has its own style, and enjoy tasting several different kinds. Another drink I love was Colombian coffee because I am a coffee lover. Colombia is famous all over the world for producing high quality coffee. Even though I don't drink coffee every day, but I decided to try it while I was there, and I finally understood why people speak of it. I had a rich aroma and a very smooth taste. After spending a few days in Bogota, I traveled to Medellin. Before my trip, I had heard that Medellin was called the city of the eternal spring, like Guatemala. I think Medellin is the city of the eternal spring, but Guatemala is the country of the eternal spring because of its pleasant weather through the year. As soon as I arrived, I understand why. The weather was warm but comfortable, making perfect for walking around the city, the parks, all the streets, because the streets from Medellin was so colorful and was so quiet. I don't know if only for that day that I walk in there, but um, I remember the streets of Medellin was so quiet. One thing that I impressed me the most was how much Medellin was changed around the years. Local people proudly told me about how the city transformed itself through education, innovation, and community projects too. I wrote the famous Metro Cable, which connects neighborhoods located on the hillsides. From the cable car, I could see beautiful mountains, colorful houses, and incredible views of the city. It was much more than just transportation, it was a very symbol of progress. Um, I also visited, the name is Comuna 13. So me an important lessons, places and people can change. What was once known for violence is now recognized for art, hope, and resilience. One afternoon, I joined a local food tour where tropical fruits, sorry, um, that I never have seen before. I tried lulo, um, The Guanabana it's in Guatemala too, but the taste of the Guanabana of Medellin of Colombia is so different. The Granadilla, some were sweet, others was a little sour too, but they were all fresh and delicious. I really enjoy all the fruit that I taste in Medellin. Whenever I ask for directions, for example, after take a lunch or take a or dinner, I I remember people smile and were willing to help. Even if they were busy, they took the time to explain where I need to go. Hotel employees, restaurants, staff, Uber drivers, and even a stranger treat me with kindness. To be honest, I remember getting a little lost one evening while I looking for a restaurant. Instead of simply pointing in the right direction, a local actually walking with me for several blocks to make sure I found the place safely. That simple act of kindness left a great impression of the city, of the people. Um, but one afternoon, for example, I started raining heavily while I was walking in the street. I didn't have an umbrella, so I got completely soaked. Fortunately, I found um, a small coffee shop where I stayed for about 30 minutes or maybe 1 hour until the rain stopped. Instead of getting upset, I took the opportunity to drink hot chocolate with cheese and talk with some local people too. Sometimes unexpected situations become the best memories because I meet two guys who right now was are my friends, and one time they come to Guatemala and I go to the airport to take them and go around to take a little dinner together. Another challenge was adapting to the altitude in Bogota, for example. I remember since the city is located high above sea level, I feel slightly and tired during my first day. I learned that drinking plenty of water was walking slowly, helping my body adjust. Before returning home, I bought several souvenirs for family, for my mom, for my sister, one for my best friend. I purchased Colombian coffee, a lot of Colombian coffee, handsome bracelets, magnets, chocolate, and small handicraft. I want to bring back something that represents the country's culture. But in the future, I would love to return and visit other places like Cartagena, where I could enjoy the Caribbean beaches and explore the historic old town. I would also like to visit. I don't know. I don't remember the name, but the coffee region to learn more about how Colombian coffee is produced.